What is up, guys? SoSwear is back again with another video, and in today's video I have my final official 2019 NBA free agency predictions. Now today's the day, guys. Free agency starts in a few hours and I'm so excited, and you guys should be excited too. This is probably the best time of the year, so let's just get right into it. So first off, I want to just talk about the things that are basically already set in stone. So Kyrie Irving will be signing with the Brooklyn Nets as soon as free agency starts. I will make videos on like all these topics and all these moves separately, so I don't want to dive too deep on these signings. But just to start off, I mean, great signing for the Nets. You're getting a great top 4 point guard in the league in Kyrie Irving, and it's just a great move. I don't want to dive too deep, as I just said. Also, Kemba Walker will be joining the Celtics. Now, going from Kyrie Irving to Kemba Walker is, I take that if I'm a Celtics fan. You know, great move for them, and I think he'll probably work out better than Kyrie did with the Celtics. Moving on, Klay Thompson obviously was going to resign with the Warriors. That was obviously going to happen. And Kristaps Porzingis is resigning with the Mavs. Obviously, there would be no point in trading for him if you're just going to let him walk. Chris Middleton will obviously be resigning with the Bucks. That report hasn't come out yet, but it's basically going to happen. You know, there's no way he leaves. And Nikola Jokic, obviously going to stay with the Magic. Now, the video I'm going to have on this topic is going to be strange. It's going to be centered around, now if you look back at their draft, the 2018 draft, why would you take Mo Bamba if you plan on re-signing Nikola Vucevic? I mean, obviously, we didn't know that Nikola Vucevic was going to have the season that he had, the All-Star 20-10 type season. But, I mean, still, you could have taken a guy like Colin Sexton who'd be better for your success, or even traded down and got a guy like Mikal Bridges that was taken by the Suns, you know. But I'll discuss that in my video that I released later on. Well, the videos that I released later on free agency. Moving on, though, Malcolm Brogdon obviously will be re-signing with the Bucks. They just made him a restricted free agent, so they're going to more than likely match any contract that is thrown his way. But besides those are the things that are set in stone, basically. So now let's get into the bulk, the real stuff. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I thought long and hard about my predictions. You know, I even had to sleep on it because I wasn't even sure. But waking up, I'm pretty sure that this is what's going to happen. So starting off with Kawhi Leonard, I believe Kawhi Leonard will be signed with the Raptors on a short-term deal. Now, I think this deal will be similar to a deal that we saw with LeBron when he re-signed with the Cavs in, I believe, 2016 after they won the championship. It was a 3-year, $90 million deal. I think he'll obviously get more money than that, but I think that's exactly what we'll see Kawhi get, a 3-year deal with a player option after the second year, or maybe even a 1+1, you know, signing a 2-year deal with a team option after next season, see if they can repeat, and if they don't, he'll just jet and leave. That's definitely what I could see happening. I mean, from the perspective of Kawhi, I don't know why you'd leave. I mean, you just won a championship. You know, you have a balance on that team in the veterans and the young guys being OG Anunoby, and even though he didn't play really last year, but still he's a valuable piece for them. Fred VanVleet, who's going to get minutes picked up, who play more and who played well in the playoffs. And then you got Pascal Siakam, who was just the most improved player. And then talking about the veteran guys, you got Serge Ibaka, Kyle Lowry, Marc Gasol, 3 guys who know how to play their role and who play their role great. So, you know, it makes sense. You know, it wouldn't make sense to leave to go to a team like the Clippers, you know. Possibly maybe if they sign somebody else, cool, but then you'd have to get that chemistry back up, and then who knows if that could happen, and, you know, injuries and stuff can happen. I mean, their supporting cast is good, but I mean, still, I don't know. And at a team like the Lakers, I guess, but I don't really want to see Kawhi on the Lakers. You know, I guess, you know, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm one of the only ones that really don't want to see it, because we'd be going from the Warriors to this Lakers team that'll dominate the league more than likely for the next 3, 4, 5 seasons. So I don't think I'd like that. But yeah, I've been returning to the Raptors on a short-term deal. Moving on, though, with Kevin Durant. I have Kevin Durant signing with the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, the Brooklyn Nets. This is a story that's been moved around, talked about a lot. Kyrie teaming up with KD teaming up with Kyrie in Brooklyn. Obviously, KD will not be playing this year, but next season when they unleash him and Kyrie Irving, it'd be great. You know, and he still has a chance to learn that chemistry and get the chemistry with his teammates while sitting on the bench, and it'll be great. I think it'll be a great pairing. I think this is bound to happen, and I think it is going to happen. Moving on, though. Where we at? Okay. Now, this one was a tough one. Jimmy Butler. I thought long and hard about this. And originally, I was probably going to say the 76ers, but the 76ers had not even offered him a 5-year deal contract, one, which he's asking for, and two, other teams are way more aggressive, and it looks like his mind isn't in Philly anymore. And I have him signing with the Miami Heat in a sign-and trade. I think, personally, I believe this is great for both sides, but I'm going to get on to the next one before I really talk about it. I have Tobias Harris resigning with the Philadelphia 76ers. I think losing out on Jimmy Butler, they're going to be aggressive towards him and give him the deal that he wants, and it'll be a great signing for them. But now these connect. Going back, you resign Tobias Harris. So now you have your big three of Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. And then Jimmy Butler's leaving to the Heat, which could be a good thing. Now, for the Heat to do this, they can't currently do the trade right now because they are over the hard cap, so they would need a third team to be involved to make this trade work. But if you think about this from the Philadelphia 76ers standpoint, if you can get a guy like Josh Richardson and Justice Winslow, or Josh Richardson and maybe a guy like a shooting guard or a point guard, I don't know, something like that. If you can get like Goran Dragic and Josh Richardson, or Josh Richardson and, I don't know, a second player, and then Miami Heat can't really trade a pick to you. So if you can get maybe a couple seconds or maybe a first if you want that in 2024, that's a good trade. I do think so. Josh Richardson will definitely have to be involved. And Josh Richardson is a guy who's a great 3-and-D player. He was all defensive first team, I believe, 2 seasons ago, not this last season because he was dealing with injuries and stuff like that. But talk about a guy who doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective, and that would be great for you. And that starting lineup of Ben Simmons, somebody at the 2, maybe JJ Redick if you resign, Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid is a great starting lineup. And then you'd be able to save money to go out and sign some guys like maybe a Danny Green, or maybe a Wayne Ellington to come off the bench. Maybe Patrick Beverley would like to sign with you guys on a short-term deal, on a shirt. He's demanding like $10 million, so maybe not. But you can get what I mean. Now they can definitely fill out their roster with key players who can help them make a playoff push and succeed in next season. So I definitely like this move for both sides, and I think that's the move that would happen. Moving on, though, this one was a doozy. This one was tough. Actually, it wasn't tough now, but D'Angelo Russell, now with Kawhi resigning with the Raptors, I believe, and with KD going to the Nets, I think the Lakers will switch their focus over to D'Angelo Russell. And I think D'Angelo Russell will sign the Lakers. Talks have been heating up, and a meeting has been scheduled, and I just see it. I see it from D'Angelo Russell's standpoint. It's good, I guess. The Lakers, they traded you, but it was Magic Johnson that traded him, and he said there's no bad blood and stuff like that. And this would be a signing for the Lakers because you're getting a top young point guard or a top young guard for a relatively cheap deal compared to what these other guys are getting. I mean, instead of paying like a guy like Kyrie or Kawhi 30-some mil, you'd only pay D'Angelo Russell at max $27 million, and maybe, just maybe, you can convince him to take a slight pay cut, maybe like a 4-year, $100 million deal, something around that. I don't know if he'll do it, but if you can convince him to do that, that'd be great, because then you'd have extra money to go out and sign some bench pieces or some other players to help you round out that offense. But overall, that's where I think he will. But if it's not the Lakers, I really, really, really want to see D'Angelo Russell on the Pacers. Even though Victor Oladipo won't play until not next year, but until probably near the All-Star break. I mean, if you talk about a backcourt of D'Angelo Russell and Victor Oladipo, man, that's scary. Both guys are young. You'd have the offense in D'Angelo Russell and the offense and defense in Victor Oladipo. And then even if you're looking at the other team, if they possibly resign Bogdanovic or Bojan, is one or the other. And then Miles Turner, you have Domantas Sabonis, who they could possibly use as a trade piece to get yourself a nice 4-man or to help you round out the bench. It'd be a great move. So, yeah, but ultimately, I do think he's going to sign with the Lakers. And, yeah. Moving on now to our last two guys, the big men, DeMarcus Cousins. Now, I don't think this was hard for me, really. I haven't gone to the Knicks. I think the Knicks are going to strike out on basically everybody, and they're going to want to have a big name type guy, and DeMarcus Cousins will be the big name signing on a short term, like a Jabari Parker type deal, a 2-year $40 million deal with probably a team option or a player option in between that. That's definitely what I see them. Now, at first, I was kind of skeptical because that means, like, what do you do with Mitchell Robinson? He's going to come off the bench again. But I could see it for Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench because I don't know if I'm going to make a lot of Knicks fans mad here. I do see a lot of great things in Mitchell Robinson. He's a great shot blocker. He's a great rim protector, great defender. But I don't know if he's ready to start yet, if he's ready yet. I think another year off the bench behind DeMarcus Cousins would be great. And maybe, I don't know if it'll work out, but maybe you want to start Mitchell Robinson and then move DeMarcus to the 4. that could work out too. Another guy that I could potentially see them going after, the Knicks, is Julius Randle. I could potentially see them signing him also. I didn't put him on the list because, I didn't really, who cares? But, yeah, if we want to talk about Julius Randle real quickly, though, the Knicks, I think it's probably the Knicks, honestly. They're throwing him a lot of money. Same thing with DeMarcus, they're throwing him a lot of money, and, yeah. But last guy on my list is Al Horford, and I have Al Horford signing with the Sacramento Kings. Yes, the Sacramento Kings. I know reports have came out today that they're ready to give him a massive offer, and I like it because you're going to, well, it'd be weird though because you're leaving one young team to go to another young team, but the Kings are going to be aggressive. They just missed the playoffs last year after being in the hunt for a while. Al Horford will be getting that money, and he just be a great veteran presence, a great leader for them, alongside De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley and Harrison Barnes, and then Bojan Bogdanovic off the bench, and then Harry Giles. You'd have that really young team who can be good now and in the future, and I like that. I like that a lot for the Kings. The Kings are really in a right spot, making aggressive moves. Is there any bad from this? I don't know. Maybe giving him a contract that's too long. I don't know, because you don't want to be paying him at 20-25 mil when he's like 36, 37. But he's a great player, and I think he'll be a great fit for this team, and I think he'll lead this team to big things. I could definitely see them making the first round, maybe make it to the second round, depending on if everything goes well, if players improve the way they're supposed to improve. But yeah, that's gonna do it for my list, guys. Free agency is starting soon. I'm so excited, man. I can't wait. I will have tons of videos coming out tonight and tomorrow and throughout the week, and hope you guys are ready. But it's been So Sports, and I'm out. Peace.